3? Actually, 2 letters. Huh? BCC, right? Balance. When they ask you for policy recommendations, you need pros and cons. And we had, right, a smattering of points, the pluses and the minuses. The balance is definitely there. Now, every single policy, you need to know the pros and cons, which means there's a lot of follow-up work in your school notes. Okay, so when you go through your school notes, okay, I don't think I'll call this homework. I'll just call it follow-up. Okay, the follow-up is the school notes will tell you pros and cons of various policies, but if you find that you're a busy person, you don't have time for that. Okay, page 81 to 85, I've summarized them all in the book. Okay, so pages 81 to 85, if you look at it here, okay, 81 gives you the policy options to deal with a spillover cost. For each policy option, we have the pros and cons. See, internalize the externality, market-based approach, generates tax revenue, 3 points, all here. Okay, drawbacks, over or under tax, administrative cost, small point, price inelastic demand. 81 to 85, can I make it compulsory for you all to go through? If you do not have policy pros and cons, you can draw the nicest diagrams. You'll not get level 3. Because you need balance. Okay? Next one is content. I distilled content as D, E, E. Definition, diagram, explanation, and examples. Okay? Usually in part A, you would have defined market failure. So there's no need for you to define again in part B. Okay? For part B, especially your tax or subsidy diagram. I say especially, you have to draw that. Okay? You know when I say explanation, I always say you have to explain the diagram, you have to explain assumptions. Take note, we always assume the size of the tax or subsidy is based on the externality measured from QSE. If you don't state this, confirm they will take away marks. Okay? You may draw it correctly, you know, but you don't say that, oh, we assume the size of the tax is nicely equal to MEC based on QSE. Or the size of tax or subsidy is equal to MEB. If you don't say that, you will lose marks also. Okay? Examples. It will be nice, almost, you can take it as almost a given that it will be based on Singapore context. Okay? Some understanding of the policy approaches in Singapore will be nice. In schools, they may recommend a small little blue book. It's called public policy making in Singapore. Have you all seen that before? Then the forward is by the Prime Minister. Whoa, first time got a guidebook with a forward by him. Okay? Now, I don't have that book, but I have another book, no forward for this one. Okay? It's the thinner book that I passed to you. You all still have it? Huh? Okay. So there is one page where I summarized some key examples. Here, page 39 of the thinner book. Okay? So if you want examples, they embellish your answers, right? They'll impress the examiners. Page 39. Okay? I gave examples for smoking, congestion, healthcare, education. Year 1 exams, usually there's some, what should I say? How should I call it? There's usually some, a lot of questions about these 4 types. But I wouldn't put it past them to ask about maybe gambling or something else. Okay? But let's start with this 4. Okay? So smoking, tax rate is about 70%, all right? Then we have the I Quit campaign. Smoking is not allowed. This is a ban, right? Okay. Just so you know, COE is not a tax. Okay? COE is a rule. You want to buy a car, you have to pay COE. Okay? A tax is ERP. Okay? Okay, if you're on this page, can you also add in some things? Okay? If not, you just put down a note, page 39, go back home and update this. Okay? If you're talking about car pollution, okay, vehicle pollution, do you know Singapore actually has carbon taxes? So when you buy a car, you have to pay the carbon taxes also. Campaigns, Car Light Singapore. So we are encouraging people to take public transport. Any rules and regulations? Yes. If you fail the inspection, especially older cars, you cannot drive it. You have to pass the regular inspections, right? Page 39, okay? Okay. Let's bring in another case. Gambling. Do we have a tax? This one you know, come on. What is it? You all don't know. Good lah, means you don't go. Huh? We have a levy, right?
Oh, we do.
Yes.
What's a levy?
If you go in, you have to pay. Is it $100 or has it gone up?
What's a levy?
Huh? A levy is a tax. A levy is a tax. Okay, I think I'll, yeah. Levy, tariff, duty. Yeah. Okay. Levy equals duty equals tariff equals tax. Okay? Except in the case of utilities. In the case of utilities, like water, tariff means price. Okay? Yeah. Except for utilities, like water or electricity, where tariff just means the price. So when you say water tariffs have gone up, it just means the price of water has gone up.
You just say water.
In a way, they wanted to see that it is not free. Whatever flows out from the tap, you are taxed for using it. Okay? Do we have campaigns? Yes. We have, I think you see advertisements, right? Adverts to discourage addiction. Okay. Do we have rules and regulations? Yes, we have exclusion orders. Okay, if you are someone filed an exclusion order against you, you can't go into the casino. Should be family member, can't be someone sabo you. Okay? Whoever sabo you will be a kind-hearted soul also. Okay? Okay. You can also file a self-exclusion order. Okay? You don't dare to chop off your finger, right? Never mind. You file this, so you can't go in. No? Okay? In ancient times, people had more drastic measures. Okay? Page 39. Okay? Any questions? Well, we come to this point where we realize there's balance, there's content, and there is a need for context as well. Context. Context means market-specific analysis. I always say I cannot teach context. I can only remind you. And I can remind you that context is still a key part of your answer. Okay? Like in the case of smoking, if you say PED is less than 1 because it's addictive, it is context, specific to the case of cigarettes. Well, you can use this for the case of gambling also, right? Even if they ask about alcohol consumption, you can use this point. So it's not like the context is so differentiated and so varied. This is a rather a standard context. Okay. So this is first when you explain how the market fails. Okay, or how the policy doesn't work. Second point, if you say that there's a risk of the government overtaxing or undertaxing because of imperfect info, can you also contextualize? Like in the case of smoking, I can say that in the case of smoking, I can say maybe your some lung problems. Not everyone with lung problems are due to inhalation or secondhand smoke. Okay, lung problems can also be due to traffic pollution. And there are a lot of nice condos in Singapore that are facing highways. Okay, so the moment you open your window, you are inhaling all the pollutants. Okay, so you can't say, oh, everyone with lung problems, let's take it to be second smoke, so the spillover cost is so big. You're overestimating. Whereas if the case is about gambling, you can say, not everyone who goes into financial distress is because this person is a gambler. This person could be an entrepreneur. Okay, just that things didn't work out right. Okay, this is how you contextualize again. Any questions? And I would even like to say if the question happens to be on congestion. Okay, in the case of congestion, do you know ERP is actually very sensitive already? Therefore, you might want to say the risk of over or under taxation is actually quite low. Why? ERP is not a flat tax. It's high during peak hours. It's high on certain road stretches only. Even during school holidays, ERP rates come down because they know you don't need to ferry the kids to school, fewer vehicles, so it's very easily calibrated. Give credit where it's due. And now we are moving to what? Satellite-based ERP. To put it nicely, it's very sensitive.